Recording Music, reporting live with Rell Dolo. Back, man. Rell Dolo in the building, man.
Yes.
Fresh out of the A.
Yeah.
Word, man.
Yeah,
Welcome back, man. It's 2020. How you feeling? Well,
2021. I'm like,
2021. 2021. Listen, we 3 months in. And I'm still, you just gotta recalibrate everything.
Man.
But yeah, man. So 2021. But how was your 2020, man? Because it was a crazy year. So
2020 was crazy. I dropped my project like late December, early January. So like, I got my videos out there, but I wasn't able to do no performances the whole like 2020. Did my phone ringing already? I wasn't able to do no performances last year, so that was one thing. But I got some good videos out, some good visuals. That was dope. Besides, yeah, I spent a lot of time with my kids. You know what I'm saying? I spent a lot of time with my kids and just building with them. Being able to be there for them while they doing virtual learning, which is different than sending your kid to school.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You get to be there and support them while they learning. Not giving them all the answers, but just guiding them along the way throughout the day and seeing some of their school behavior at home, and seeing my patience as a parent. You know what I'm saying? Seeing the limits of my patience as a parent. But it was good. A lot of time with my kids and my family, my close ones. Just a lot of time with people that's close to me. That's what 21 was all about. Just preparing for the new year, preparing to go to Atlanta.
Facts.
And just staying afloat family wise.
Word. So we hear that Rell Dolo's a father for me. So so I'll hop into the first question of the interview. So who is Rell Dolo?
Rell Dolo he's an artist. He's a music artist. He is a father. He is he's an artist who likes to be involved in his community. I know who I am to the point where it's like, I can go into any room and I don't care who you are, what you do, who you work for. You know what I'm saying? I'm honest with who I am. I'll tell you, I'm an artist, and this is the organization that I'm here supporting because I'm involved with them. And if you don't respect me as an artist, then that's cool. You know what I'm saying? And if you do, it kind of surprises me when people, different professions, they respect me as an artist. Mm-hmm. But I didn't even always put that self for me either there. I was always Tyrell or Ty, and then Rell Dolo on my own time, and Daddy on my own time, and I had to I got to a point where I literally told myself, I'd rather be hated for who I am than loved for somebody than who I'm not. So,
Thanks.
I'm in a lot of different places and involved with a lot of different things, and I just started to just open up the artist side of me to those people and to those different rooms, and you'll be surprised at what came out of it. I was surprised at what came out of it, but I'm just someone who's just, I'm me all the way, and I'm comfortable with who I am. I know who I am, and I'm comfortable with who I am.
That's the best, man. That's the best. So was Rell Dolo the first artist name?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah. It was just Dolo at first, and it was just Dolo, and then it became Rell Dolo. I got the name Dolo in Queens, just really just banging out with niggas in groups, and then having to go do shit dolly, and it's like fuck us, just me walking up on 15 niggas by myself, Dolo. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got the name from that shit, and it just stuck with me. And that was before I took music serious. But I got the name Dolo before I even took music serious, and then I started doing music, and I was just Dolo, and then I just Rell Dolo just came.
So where is Rell Dolo? Where you originally from?
Originally from Brooklyn, New York. Originally from Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Brooklyn in the house. You know what I'm saying? Originally from Brooklyn, but I moved a lot growing up. I ain't gonna lie, I moved a lot growing up. I was born and raised in Brooklyn, and then in first grade I moved to Atlanta. I was bad as fuck in kindergarten. So my mom sent me to Atlanta to go live with my fucking uncle and shit. And I spent kinda, yeah.
Word.
Did it work? All right. So I would say you could take someone out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. So I was still I was still me out there, and giving my giving my aunt, my uncle hell, but they had a better grip on me education wise. So I was able to just expand my mind a lot more and be open to a lot of things that I would never open up to, would never been exposed to at such an early age. So I was there for 4 years, and I came back for 5th grade. I was back in Brooklyn for 5th, 6th grade. You know what I'm saying? East New York in the house. You know what I'm saying? And then I moved to Schenectady for the first time in 7th grade, and I was out here 7th, 8th, a little bit of 9th grade. I moved back to the city, but I was in Long Island, so I was out in Lynbrook, shouting at my people in Lynbrook. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with Lynbrook heavy. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in Long Island a little bit, and I was out there wilding. I came back out here to finish up high school early 11th grade, and I've been out here like ever since type shit. So like, I moved a lot, like Brooklyn, Atlanta. Like people don't even know I grew up out there. Like I really grew out, and I'm still like cool with the people that I still like that I knew from that age.
What was it like for you, now growing up in these different areas as a kid? You know, like where in all these areas, where did the music kind of, where did that music relationship for Rell Dolo start?
So like growing up, to answer your first question, growing up in all these different places, it gave me a different perspective that a lot of people don't get to see in life till like later on in life. But it gave me a different perspective from a young age.
Facts.
I got to like see how, I wasn't the only person that moved from place to place, but I also got to see how, you go to different places. You go up in the area and you think that everybody, it's always people that lived here their whole life. People that, especially in Brooklyn, there's people that, generation after generation lived in the same projects.
Facts.
Generation after generation lived in the same neighborhood. And I thought that was kind of just that area. So I went to Atlanta, so I went to Schenectady, and seen it happens everywhere. So like that was something I got to see everywhere. There's always people and families that take pride in living in the same neighborhood, the same area, the same house for years. And it's also people and families that don't, that struggle hard to get their family up out of the neighborhood for their generation as well as the next one and then the one that comes after that too. So like I was from one of them families that just was always about just progressing as far as next generation goes. You know what I'm saying? Like my last generation grew up in Cypress Hills Project. My mom, my uncles, my aunts, you know what I'm saying, my grandmother and them. So by the time I was being raised, we was in Brooklyn still, but we was actually in a house out there, you know what I'm saying? I had family that moved down south to Atlanta, to Florida, who's now in Germany. But it just, me growing up, I got to see different places and meet different people, tons of different experiences. And as far as just like the music, like growing up in New York and a family that's big on music, you got, my grandmother who's listening to, her oldies, and my uncle who's listening to the same stuff. And I got, my pops who's big on Red and Meth and Biggie and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Snoop and Death Row. So I was schooled on music from a really early age. I had a love for music from a very early age. Like I as early as probably like 4 or 5 years old. I was like 5 years old. I always knew I wanted to rap. I always knew I wanted to do music. You know what I'm saying? It was always around me, and it was the only thing I gravitated towards too. When I was a kid, I wasn't into sports. I was into wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I was into wrestling.
Who was your favorite wrestler?
Back then, like I was big on like The Rock.
The Rock, I was about to say that.
The Rock, Undertaker. You know what I'm saying?
You was one of the kids. Trying to hit the people's eyebrow in the mirror.
Nah, man, I was a kid, man. My cousins was, you know what I'm saying, they was trying out all their wrestling moves on me, so I had to, you know what I'm saying, you had to get tough, and you know what I'm saying, you had to learn your own moves.
Facts.
I go man with the cousins and stuff like that, where they schooled me to a bunch of stuff too, like, but I was big on wrestling. I wasn't big on like sports and nothing growing up. Honestly, I'm still not. I ain't big on sports. I ain't big on basketball, football, none of that stuff. I'm just into music. Like, I was always that way growing up. It was just music to me. You know what I'm saying?
So when did you realize, like, oh crap, like, I kind of got a thing for this music shit?
I always knew from like age like 5. It was a matter of just like finding the confidence within myself to actually pursue it. You know, like my family, they wasn't supportive of that. You know what I'm saying? It was like go to school, go to college, do this, and I knew what I've been wanting to do. You know what I'm saying? So I would consider other things, but deep down, I already knew what I wanted to do, even if I didn't accept it at that time. You know what I'm saying? I always knew that's what I wanted to do. So it really wasn't until I got the confidence within myself to start making music and writing music and taking it serious myself, because if nobody else did, I had to. You know what I'm saying? Before anybody else took it serious, I took it serious. Before anybody believed in me, I believed in myself.
Right.
It was kind of one of those things. And that's kind of where the confidence came from. Like it came from myself. It didn't come from the people around me. It came from myself. Me pushing myself to do these things, and just some experiences. My first experience in the studio, getting kicked out because I wasn't ready. My song wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? Like I wrote my verse.
What like the song was whack, or like you just wasn't like you didn't have like studio etiquette. Like what was it?
Like I didn't have studio etiquette. Like I wrote my verse that day. I wrote it.
So you wrote the lyrics, pulled up to the studio ready.
And they had the studio in the crib, so I went in the room. We had a whole room for the recording and stuff, and I went in the room. And it was like 4 of us in the track. So one dude, he went in there. He took like 20 minutes. He bust his verse out. Other dude went in there. One take, draked it. All right, cool. Other dude, he took a couple takes, and I went in there. It took me about 20, 30, 40 takes 50 takes, and they, everybody sitting in the outside room like.
So you feel like was it the
they sent me
the
home.
actual pressure, or was it just like just a rookie moment for you?
It was the experience, because what ended up happening was they ended up sending me home. They was like, nah, bro, you got to come back the next day and try to get it right. But I know they was finishing this on that day, so I'm like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Like I hold myself accountable for like my mishaps. So I was just like, you know what, I got to be better prepared next time. I can't blame them for rushing me. I got to blame myself. So I just came back the next day better, and I ain't never had an experience like that ever since. I had to learn how to memorize my lyrics. I'm writing lyrics down. You got to memorize your lyrics. You don't want, like, especially if you're paying for studio time, like, you don't want to pay, you paying by the hour, so you can't afford to take an hour or two to just be recording your verse for one song.
Facts, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point now, like, I could go in, I could finish my verse, my lead vocals, my dubs, ad libs, all that, everything in like 15, 20 minutes max. I could lock my whole verse down.
Heard.
Without rushing it, because I rehearse before I do. You know what I'm saying? Before I go in the studio, I rehearse. Before I perform, I rehearse. Before I go in the studio, I make sure I write a verse. I spend time rehearsing.
So what are give me three Rell Dolo studio essentials.
Essentials? Oh man, Malibu vodka.
Heard.
Malibu vodka is
heard the plug.
I'm sorry, Malibu rum. I'm sorry, I said vodka. Malibu. Yeah, I'm drinking it right now, man. Malibu rum.
Somebody in the comments like, he's bugging.
Yeah, nah. Malibu rum that's my favorite drink. So like that's a definite peace and quiet. I need peace in the studio. I'm not.
Oh, like so you don't bring the whole gang in the studio?
Nah, I don't bring the whole gang into the studio. Like I really don't. I mean,
your name is Rell Dolo, so it makes.
You know what I'm saying? Like. I could do my thing with the gang in the booth, but it's like I don't want nobody to mess my vibe up when I'm in the studio. I don't want nobody to mess my vibe up. I don't want to be annoyed by nobody. I don't want to be annoyed. I want to be able to just work and get it done. Like, and let's just work and get to the next one. I don't like too much playing around in the studio or joking around and people doing this, and even like females and women in the studio. I don't care for that shit, bro. Like I could do all that when I leave. Mm-hmm. When I'm in the studio, I just need some Malibu rum. I need a good vibe, and I need some good weed. That's it. Like I need some rum, some good vibe, and some good weed. That's about it.
Like, so what for those that don't know, what could for a person that doesn't know you, how would you explain? How would you feel like somebody else would explain like Rell Dolo as an artist and like your music, your sound? How would you put that in words?
It's different. Like you can't put me in a box of like he's just a rapper. Like you gotta say I'm an artist. I do all type of stuff. Like I'm an artist. So like, and I have no limits on what I can do. I have no limits as far as what I can do. You talk about Rell Dolo, you can talk about a number of things. You can talk about me as an artist. You can talk about me as a dad. You can talk about the things that I'm involved in, because I tie all these things in with Rell Dolo. This is because this is just who I am.
Facts.
Prior to like a few years ago, you asked who Rell Dolo was, he was just a rapper. Now you ask who he is, you can associate other things with me as well, because I made it that way. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just be myself all the time, and if people love it, they love it. If they hate it, they hate it. I really don't care. This is just who I am. You can separate.
What are some of those things that you people associate with you now? Like what?
Just being involved with the community. Like, I work with community fathers, just, community organization I was connected called Community Fathers. I worked with them for a number of years.
Nice.
Even throughout, all throughout my music, my past in music, I work with Community Fathers. I'll be there, 6 o'clock, and I leave there like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and I'm going to a show afterwards. I'm going to the studio afterwards. I'm going here afterwards. I'm promoting the show afterwards. It's just, it was genuinely part of me and who I was, but I didn't give that to the people. I didn't let that show. I kind of just kept my different lives separate. I kept my life as a father separate. I kept my life as a person in the community separate than my life as a rapper, because I didn't think that they would all mesh. I didn't even know how they were all mixed together.
Right.
I just know I am who I am. I am how I am, and it is what it is. But, I didn't think that people would accept me for everything that I was, because I think I'm a lot in one person. I'm a lot in one person. I got to say that. I got to be honest. I'm a lot in one. My phone be ringing non-stop. I'm a lot in one person, but it's just because, like, I don't want to be just put in the boxes. Just he's a rapper, or he's just someone who's involved. He's just that. I'm all of these things, and I genuinely am. Mm-hmm. So, that's just what it is. And a lot of it comes from just being upstate and seeing venues get shut down, time after time again, over just like just the dumbest, like the stupidest things, or just like this violence, and it gave all of us a bad name. It gave all of us as artists a bad name.
Yeah, by association.
You know what I'm saying? If you do hip hop, we don't even want you here. If you do this, we don't even want you here, because the image that we have is, if you come to our venue, you ain't doing nothing but destroying. You're just destroying. If you come to this event, you're just gonna destroy. You're gonna bring a negative crowd. So I personally wanted to be, if there was no one else, I wanted to be the one artist that showed my community that, you know what, there can be dope artists out here who aren't going to tear down my venue.
Right.
Because it's like they lose, but we lose too. We can't make money at our shows if we don't got nowhere to perform at.
Facts.
We can't make money we can't do shows. We can't make money off of shows. We can't have our fans come see us perform live, and we destroying all these venues.
Facts.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna be the artist to just take a stand for that. Like, everybody's not gonna come to your venue and tear it up. We're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna leave.
Mm-hmm. Safely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, safely. It don't gotta always be one way. And every artist out here ain't here to destroy y'all venues. There's some of us out here that's doing good for the community. You know what I'm saying? And technically, we don't even got to. As artists, we don't even got to. We really don't have to. But it don't take nothing away from me to do that. Me personally, I know I got enough connects and I know enough people that, and I do enough to where I can help the community and do a show that same night, and it don't take nothing for me to do that. Mm-hmm. It really don't. It don't. If you think less of me because of that, then I don't know what to tell you.
Right. So now let's talk more about the new project.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you said you got a grant for me. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
So talk a little bit more about it was Jalen's Park?
Jalen's Park, yeah.
Talk a little bit more about Jalen's Park project.
So Jalen's Park is it's a grant that I got through the Schenectady Foundation that really it started off with me taking my son to Central Park in Schenectady one day. I was taking him to Central Park one day. I'm on the phone with my friend, and he's like, yo, why are you taking him to play ball at CP when there's a ball court by your house?
Right.
I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, no, it's not. He's like, yeah, it is. I'm like, where? He's like, that park up the block over there. I'm like, I might go to that little crappy park over there.
Right.
I might go over there. So I go over there so my son can play ball. He over there playing ball. He playing Foursquare. He doing this. He playing with his friends. And I'm just sitting there watching the kids play, and I'm just like, this park look like shit. This park is messed up. But they having fun. Kids is kids. They having fun. Exactly, they don't care about this stuff. They having fun. So I'm like battling in my head, like, you should clean this park. Now you bugging. Who cleans the park? This ain't your responsibility. Who cleans the park? Right. And it just bothered me to the point where I woke up the next morning, and I literally woke up, got out of bed, grabbed the broom, and went to the park and just started sweeping up the basketball court. Mm-hmm. So I'm sweeping the basketball court. It took me like an hour and a half. I'm like beating sweat, but I'm like dripping sweat when I'm done. Mind you, I had just did SOBs the day before that. I came back from the city. I performed at SOBs like the day before that. Mm-hmm. And I had just got back home. And I get up the next morning. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to clean this park up. Mm-hmm. Whatever. So I start cleaning the park up. Excuse me. And I swept up the basketball court. Everything is in piles. I go to get a rake, some other tools, some bags. Come back 15 minutes later, and all the piles that I made are picked up off the floor. But I'm like, I know I just...
yeah, like, how did that...
But there's two guys playing ball on the court. So he see me there looking stupid. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He like, yo, I see you out my window sweeping the park. So I just wanted to come help you out.
Fire. That's dope.
I'm like, oh, dope. Appreciate it. Good looking. You know what I'm saying? So he playing ball because the court look clean now. Like, it ain't never been that clean in like months. Yeah. So I start raking the fence. And I'm putting everything in the piles as I go along. And some Guyanese lady came with her son. And they didn't say nothing to me. They just started picking the piles up. Her and her son just picking the piles up behind me. I'm just like...
Yeah, you started the movement.
She like, oh, I was like asking God for some help to clean this park because my son plays here every day and it looks like crap. And I just was begging for help. And I seen you out here helping one day and I was like, that's the help I've been asking for.
Facts. This is it.
So she came out and started helping me. Another neighbor came out and we all got together. We just cleaned the park together. And it was just like, oh, that's shit. Dope. Like, there's people that live even closer here than I do that care about this park.
Yeah.
That got kids that play here. They play ball here themselves. So I'm like, oh, this is dope. All right. So we went down. We exchanged numbers. We started cleaning the park together, and then my director, she had at my job at the time, she had hit me with a flyer, and she was like, "Yo, Schenectady Foundation is offering up to $100,000 for anybody who has an idea to make Schenectady a better place."
Nice. Like,
everybody got ideas to make. Everybody got a tons of ideas. What are you talking about? Yeah. She was like, "Yo, you should like apply for a grant with your park." Me, I'm like, I don't need nothing but no rakes and brooms. I'm gonna get it for $40. I don't care. I don't want no money from them. Right. So She was like, yo, think bigger than that. Like, sometimes you gotta think bigger than what you thinking. I could do it by myself, and we got this, but you can redo this whole park.
Right. Yeah. Literally.
I'm like,
you're right.
you're right.
That's a fact.
All right, let's go for it. You know what I'm saying? Let's shoot for the stars.
Mm-hmm.
So I did that, and I kept just presenting my project in front of in front of the board, and I followed up all the meetings and everything, and it was dope because they even respect me as an artist. Like, we had an event, and they even had me come perform at one of the events. Like, they respected me as a human being, as an artist. So that's why I really rock with them.
That's dope.
And I ended up being awarded the grant for $62,000. I think I put in for like $50,000 in funding, but we did the budget and it came out to like $62,000. They cut the check.
Right.
I'm like, all right, cool. So, COVID kind of put a stump in that. This happened early last year, like January. So COVID kind of put a stump in that, as well as my move to Atlanta, because I've been planning to move to Atlanta, like, low-key. I was planning to move to Atlanta, like, since 2019, even before then. So I said, like, cool, I'm going to build the park and I'll leave. And then COVID hit. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to wait till COVID is over. And that's really how I ended up in Atlanta. I got tired of COVID. I got tired of it. I'm like, you know what? Things ain't moving out here, and COVID ain't going nowhere. And I'm I'm getting hit up for shows in Atlanta and whatever. And then MoneyBagg dropped. I dropped MoneyBagg, and like that same day I dropped my new single, I got hit up for a show in Atlanta. And they said, yo, we want you to come perform at our 1-year anniversary of our club. I like your new song, come perform. I'm like,
that's fire.
And it was, I got hit up on a Thursday, and the show was Saturday, so I just booked my flight, and I was gone.
The rest was history. So talk about that. What was the inspiration on that? Because it's definitely it's got that MoneyBagg vibe to it. Feel me? And that's kind of the play on words that you did. But talk about the inspo on that. For me, what was your thoughts? Creating.
MoneyBagg got this song called "Pistol by the Bed." I think it's called "Pistol by the Bed." And on the song, he said he was like, run that bag up to the roo. They said, bag you a dog. I'm like, roo.
Yeah.
And I was like, I like that shit. And it just kind of inspired me. Like, that just, like that, not the line, but just most of the flow and the wordplay, it kind of inspired me. And I said, you know what? I'm going to make a song just using that, like, that flow, but not a whole song. So I found the beat. And I just started writing to it, but I couldn't use the roof part off the rip. So I just started writing to it. And so I got to that part, and I just made sure the beginning of the song was fire. When I got to that point, I just swung it in there, and I put my own spin on it. Like I do with anything else, I like take from another artist or anything that another artist that does that kind of inspires me. I put my own spin on it. I ain't gonna just take somebody's lyrics or just. I put my own spin on it. So I was like, run that bag up to the roo. They say, Dolo, you a dog. I'm like, roo. I was like, that shit fire. I'm like, all right, cool. That shit, you know what I'm saying? And I just kept going with it. And it was something I just did one day, just being inspired. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, music inspires you at the time. I fuck with MoneyBagg heavy. I listen to a lot of his music and shit, but like, I don't know why that line or that bar, that flow hit me. I just liked it. And I like playing with artists' flows. I like playing with a different artist flow because it's like that shit's like a challenge to me. It's like a writing exercise in a sense. Like I'm a Capricorn. I love challenges. So it's like if somebody challenged me to do something, I like that. Like I like that. Damn.
Yeah, got it.
So yeah, it was just being inspired by that one song that one day, and that's really where it came from. And I recorded it, and I really liked I liked the way it sounded even more after I recorded it, and the mix was fire. So yeah, that's really where it came from. Just it was just a club banger. Like I was really doing a lot of bangers at the time, but it was just something that inspired me, and I just ran with it.
Word. So speaking of inspiration, so I call this question the 3 feet. The reason I call it the 3 feet. So if Rell Dolo was coming out with a EP hypothetically tomorrow, a self-titled EP. 3 tracks, but I'm gonna give you the restrictions on these 3 features that you have on each track. All right. So for the first feature, someone that passed away that you think you would sound dope on a track with. Who you picking?
Nipsey.
Hustle, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Nip. Definitely Nip.
Why Nip? Why Nip?
Man, he inspired me so much. And when he rapping, it's like he just talking like. When he rapping, it's like he just talking to you. And I feel like when I rap too, it's the same shit. I'm not just rhyming words together. Like I be talking, like I be saying shit when I'm rapping. Even when I rap on a trap beat or on a club banger, you you be vibing to it, but you be like, oh, he's saying some shit. Like, all right, like he's saying some. He ain't just saying nothing. He's saying some shit, and it's the same thing with Nip. Like you be vibing to his shit, and he actually like giving you something to think about when he rapping. Like, so it be dope. You know what I'm saying? It'd be dope to do a song with Nip.
I seen on the Dolomite project you had a letter to Nipsey on there. Yeah. So yeah, that makes sense that you go for that feature. So for the second feature, Dead or Alive, but 90s are back. We gonna go old school, Dead or Alive.
Yeah, let's go.
Who you picking? Dead or Alive?
Any song?
Yeah, any artist.
Any artist I could
Dead
do a song
or Alive,
with?
old school.
I'm going. I want to say Bobby Brown. I want to say Bobby. I want to say Bobby Brown. I fuck with Bobby, man. I ain't gonna.
That's different.
I fuck with Bobby, man. Like
that's different.
I fuck with Bobby. I ain't going front, man.
So for the last and final person, who's a new school artist that you feel like you would hop on the track with? Let's manifest, because you never know. It might happen.
DDG. I ain't gonna front. I fuck with DDG heavy right now. DDG heavy.
Okay.
I do a feature with DDG right now. Any given day. Facts.
Okay. Heard, man. So, man. So you performing out in Atlanta, feel me? The love was, we know Atlanta. They just had the All-Star weekend out there.
Yeah.
And
facts.
Atlanta open as hell. So what was the vibes with and the energy that you got out there, feel me?
I went out there Dolly, and I left with a team. I went out there Dolly, and I left with a whole network, a whole team, a new market.
Fire.
I went out there, and it was like 3 things on my checklist to get before I left Atlanta. Yo, Hollywood, I got them 3 things within my first hour at being at my first show. My first night at my first hour at my first show, I got all them 3 things that I was looking for, and in my head, I was like, damn, you got artists to work with, you got a videographer, you got a studio.
So what'd you do next? What was your next?
I was like, what else can you? And I'm like, what else can you find out here? Like, what else can you? You know what I'm saying? So it was dope. Like Atlanta showed me so much fucking love. It was crazy. It was the vibe out there was amazing. First of all, Atlanta don't care about who you are, what you're trying to do. They love different. They love people that's different. They love people that's being themselves out there. They love that shit. It's a lot of dope artists in Atlanta. But I made my way through that bitch. Like I started off Dolly, and I just started networking like a motherfucker. Every night I was out in the club, I was networking. I didn't party not once when I was out there. You see me in the clubs like damn near every night, but I didn't party. I didn't go out one night unless I was on stage. I kid you not.
Word.
I did not go out one night unless minus one night I went out for TJ's DJ's birthday party, and I got my music played that night too. So I didn't even care. I got my shit played in the club. But besides that, if I wasn't performing, I ain't going out. And it's the same shit I be on out here. If I ain't performing, I ain't going out nowhere. Like I don't party. I don't go out. People that know me, I don't party. Right. But Atlanta was it was dope. Like it's a lot you could do out there. I know it's a lot that I could do out there. So I just took full advantage of everything. Like I went out there with a plan to just do shows 7 days a week, and by week 2, I was doing shows 7 days a week.
Fire.
It's a whole different vibe. Like being away from your hometown, it takes away. Like, it minimizes like all your distractions. It minimizes all your distractions and puts you in a whole different mind state. So I was on some Batman shit out there. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out all night in the clubs, and in the daytime I was in the crib just chilling and just building, networking. I get up the next morning, I leave a show, I'm getting mad people's Instagram, people getting my IG and shit, and I'm like connecting with them. I'm watching your story, I'm following you, I'm liking your posts, I'm DMing you. Shit, yeah. I'm really engaging with my new followers, because these are like, I'm not going out there just for the clout. I'm not going out there just to get my numbers up and my followers. I'm really trying to go out there and like build a whole new market out there. Like that was the plan.
Facts. So
it was just that, and really just building it. I spent the daytime building it, and the nighttime just building it. Like day and night, I was just building my network. So, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy, you know what I'm saying? HG Lil Taz, that's my son out there, that's my boy. He dope as fuck. Bumped into him when I was out there. You know what I'm saying? We did one show together, and then I pulled up to another show, he was there, and I pulled up to another show, and he was there, and I was like, yo, bro, what up? Like, what up? You know what I'm saying? And we just took it from there, and we just started doing shows together. Any show I did out there, we did together at that point. So that's my homie out there, you know what I'm saying? HG Lil Taz, Hula Gang, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to him, shout out to other DJ Hollywood. I met another DJ Hollywood out there too. I know you seen, you know what I'm saying?
I seen the flyer.
DJ Hollywood ATL, that's my son. I fuck with Hollywood in Albany. I fuck with Hollywood in Albany. DJ Hollywood ATL, that's my fucking son.
I seen
it was
flyer.
crazy as hell. I came from upstate and I met another DJ Hollywood. It was so wild.
That is crazy. That is crazy for me. It was meant
so
to
wild.
be. It's meant to be, bro.
It was so wild.
It
was so wild, but it was dope as shit. Like DJ Hollywood, fucking Get Money George, shout out Get Money George, Get Money China, you know what I'm saying? Get Money Mozzie, shout out everybody out in ATL. I don't think I was out there fucking with me. Shout out all the clubs out there, man. Fucking Escobar, motherfucking Barnacles Lounge, motherfucking Artisans Cafe. Like, oh my God, like it was so many clubs out there. It was so many good experiences out there. It was amazing. Man, I met a stripper from Troy.
What the?
I met a stripper from Troy out there, bro.
Odds? You're like, yo, where you from? She like, Troy, New York.
You like, dance for me?
You like, what the hell?
She like, well, where you from? I'm like, yo, I'm from Brooklyn. I be upstate and shit. I came from upstate. She's like, oh, okay, dance. I'm like, okay, I be in Troy. I said, bitch, what the fuck? What the fuck?
I'm trying to get away from this shit.
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Y'all niggas punking.
It was wild as fuck out there. Like Atlanta's a place you can go out on a Tuesday night, on a Wednesday night, on a Thursday night, and then go out and have a good ass time.
Yeah.
Just have a good ass time till like 3:00 in the morning and take your ass home. Like
that shit don't sleep at all.
It don't sleep, and there's so many options of things you can do out there. Man, it's just so much. It's so much fun out there. Like I love that shit for the nightlife, for the music scene. DJ Cutthroat, DJ MLK, all the DJs out there fucking with me. Like,
facts.
It was so many DJs out there, and just it was a whole new audience. So I made the most of it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I made the most of it. I made the best out of it, and I met a lot of dope artists. Out there. Like my son Franglish, like I said, my boy HD, Lil Taz. It's a lot of female artists out there. A lot of dope female artists that was out there. It's so much. It's the celebs out there. That shit is just, it's wild. It's always something going on in Atlanta, and I love that shit.
Facts.
You know.
Facts. So you know the people want to know, man. So are we? Should we expect a video to the new single, man?
I'm shooting next week.
Oh, say that.
I'm shooting it next week, and I want to say who I'm shooting it with.
You want to, or you?
I really want to, but I can't yet.
You can't give us the exclusive.
I can't.
The snippets might even be out by the time this drops. Come on, you got to give us the exclusive. It's a Hollywood special.
Honestly, when I came back up here, I ain't know who was shooting the MoneyBagg Flow video. I had one person in mind, and it's crazy because I had a show in Philly last week.
Fire.
And that Philly was amazing. Shout out my boy El De Niro. We did SOBs together. We did Philly together. Next is SOBs Part 2.
Facts.
De Niro, I fuck with you. I shut Philly down, though. And I came back from Philly. I took the Greyhound from Philly back to upstate, to Albany.
Mm-hmm. Money moves.
And I bumped into somebody dope on the bus. And it was really just me on the bus. I was in the line by myself.
Rell Dolo again.
Dolo on the Greyhound. You feel me?
It's a whole lot of puns right there.
A whole lot of Dolo shit. And I bumped into A Supreme on the bus. A Supreme was getting on the bus with me.
That is very, 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 like, just great timing. If y'all know who Ace Supreme is, man, go check my last videos. Did an interview with him too, man. Make sure you tap into that.
You did one with Ace too?
Yeah, well, Wild Money.
Go check out Ace Supreme. Go check out the whole Wild Money. You know what I'm saying? Hold on.
Yeah, Lynn James.
Check out the whole Wild Money. Go check out Lynn James. You know what I'm saying? The whole Wild Money game. You know what I'm saying?
Facts. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the local scene right after this. But yeah, so continue the story.
We got to. So I'm on the bus. I'm in the line by my goddamn self. Mind you, it was two lines to one, and this one line was packed up, and then another line was empty. So I thought this was my line. They're like, nah, this Atlantic City. I'm like, what the fuck is my line at? So it's right here. This is nobody there. So I'm in the line by myself. Fucking Ace Supreme come next to me. He come behind me. I'm like, the fuck is you doing? He's like, I was shooting a video out here last night.
That's
I'm like,
crazy. That's crazy. What are the odds? What are the odds, bro?
Man, you know he's shooting that goddamn video. Ace Supreme is supposed to be shooting the MoneyBagg Flow video, man. This is my first video by Ace Supreme too. This is my first video by Ace Supreme.
Stay tuned, man.
My
the
first
visuals
video
been coming out crazy.
My first Wild Money visual. And I got plenty of visuals out. Shout out my other director, you know what I'm saying, my other videographer, Spin King Productions. You know what I'm saying, Spin King Productions. Sean, I fuck with you. My boy, but you moved to Cali. You know what I'm saying? My other videographer, he moved to Cali on me. And I'm about to go out there and go visit him and shit. For real, I'm about to go out there and visit my other videographer. Because I ain't really going to fuck with nobody else besides my dude. Like, yeah. we got great content. We got great quality. I love his quality. I love his content. I love everything he does. I want to stay consistent. But it's about that time. You in Cali, I gotta make moves.
Yeah,
I'm back in the
that
518.
turnaround time
I'm back in the 518. I gotta, you know what I'm saying? And it was just, it was. I feel like it was meant to be. Like, ain't nowhere in hell. I'm coming back from Atlanta and
for a fact, like, what are the odds of that? Yeah,
fucking Ace. I'm like, nah, you definitely shooting this vid. You know how I'm on the bus, like, yo, what up, bro? Like, what's up? What you trying to do? Man. When you free? What you know what I'm saying?
Right time at the right place for me.
I got you hostage on the bus right now.
Right.
What's up? So, nah, it was. I feel like it was meant to be. So, you know what I'm saying? Ace Supreme shooting the video for MoneyBagg Flow.
Stay tuned for that, man. You know
what I'm saying? MoneyBagg Flow video coming soon.
So now let's talk about the local scene, man. So you did your music thing out here.
Yeah.
Feel me? You went to the A. Now you back. Feel me? You got a performance the 21st. Feel me?
This Sunday.
First performance back.
Performance back. Welcome home. You know what I'm saying? It's the homecoming.
So yeah, let's talk 518 music, man. What's been your experience with 518 music, 518 performances? You know, earlier you talked about venues getting shut down. Feel me? I had you perform at the Fuse Box before, feel me?
Yeah, that was dope.
It was a lit experience, feel me? So just talk about your experience as an upstate artist and among, your peers of other upstate artists.
As an upstate artist, I started from like the bottom. Like, that's why I get everybody. Like, I started from nothing. When I say I started with nothing, I don't mean like no money. I'm talking about like no resources. I'm talking about like nobody trying to show me where the studio's at. Nobody trying to put me in the right direction. Nobody's trying to do features with me. Nobody's trying to put me like nothing. Like, to where you gotta prove yourself. And it was even harder. Like, personally, I feel like if you're not from the area, you get treated a little differently. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're outside, even though I don't care how long I've been here for. I'm not from the sandbox like everybody else. So I feel like it's a little different for me. It was always a little different for me. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
So like, I had to make my own way. But as far as the scene, like my experience out here, like I didn't came from the bottom, bro. I didn't record it in closets in the crib. I didn't record it in JGI Media Studios. Excuse me, shout out to JGI Media, you know what I'm saying? Jay Green.
Shout out to Capital.
Fuck with you for years, you know what I'm saying? Since you was down on Pearl Street, my boy, you know what I'm saying? Like, up the colony. So, like, I had a lot of experiences out here in the area, you know what I'm saying? Just doing my own thing with the group, whatever it was. But I always show love, you know what I'm saying? I always show love to people I fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Even when I ain't get that love back, I still continue to show love, and I still do, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I focus more on the people that matter and less on the people that don't. That's just like really one of my things. Like, I focus more. If y'all could take anything from this interview that I said, focus more on the people that matter and less on the people who don't. More on the people that matter, less on the people who don't. You will get so much farther. You'll be so much happier in life. So much happier in life. So I just focus on the people that matter and the people that support me. On people, I love the ongoing support. It's people that have been supporting me for years, whether I know it or whether I don't know it. I've been through a lot out here, you know what I'm saying, on my own, like I said, just with the group, and just even after, you know what I'm saying, even afterwards, just being a solo artist, I had to build my own team. You know what I'm saying? I had to build my own team. I didn't want to join nobody else's team. I wanted to have my own team. And if I got to be by myself and just have my own team, like my own faculty around me, and that's what it is. Because there's a lot of talent out here, but there's not much of an infrastructure for music out in the 518. Like, we don't have A&Rs out here. We don't have labels out here. We don't have too many venues. We don't have too many people offering like vlogs and different services for media and for.
So you think that's all of the stuff you named? You feel like if all of those got put into place, so a A&R for the city, a label for the city, what else did you say? Venues, more venues. So you think if all of those pieces got put into place, there would be Albany or upstate would be a successful music hub?
No.
What else do you feel like?
I think we're that far behind. Even if we had all those things, we would still be behind the gun. I think it takes. I think it takes unity. I think honestly, I ain't gonna front. After going to ATL, I feel like if we tapped in with a lot of the resources that are in like that area, or even in some of these areas where music is moving at, if a number of these artists from this whole area, not just even the 5, like I did shows in Syracuse, Buffalo, Binghamton.
Facts.
If a bunch of artists from just upstate New York in general start making their presence known where the industry is, it will bring those eyes towards us. If that makes any sense, like I feel like we could do it. We could keep making as much noise as we can up here, but it's gonna be difficult to bring that industry to us, especially if we're not pouring money into it, because that industry already got money. They already got money. They get offered tons of money, way more than what we offering them.
Facts.
So I feel like at first it starts with the money. What, you know what I'm saying? With everyone like putting their dollars towards one resource. Like if everybody's putting their money towards this, and that, and we don't get nowhere, I ain't even knocking it. But if everybody's putting their money towards one resource, towards like one area, if this whole upstate New York and upstate New York is making a presence out there, like if they're seeing more upstate, and I say upstate with an emphasis, like upstate we are our own breed. Right. And it's even segregated to the point where like the 518 and then upstate Buffalo area, but upstate New York it's one big thing to me. Mm-hmm. So I feel like if upstate New York in general made more of a presence in a lot of these areas, it will bring the industry to us. And I feel like if the industry was brought to us even just a little bit, they would see how much talent is really out here and how much they would see what we're missing. They would see they can tell us what we're lacking, and they will be able to help us a lot more. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I really feel that way. So like with me, even me going to Atlanta, like it was me going to the industry. That wasn't me getting away from the area. That was me going to the industry.
Facts.
That was me going to where the industry is at. I wanted to perform. I wanted to get my stuff out there. I had to go to where that stuff was at. Like if I don't care if you in whatever industry, you got to go to. If that industry is not happening where you're at, you have to go to that industry.
Facts.
You can't keep staying where you're at. You can, but it's like, let's see how far you get. I guarantee you can get a lot farther by going to where that industry is booming at and making your presence known out there. You will learn a lot. Mm-hmm. You will grow a lot. You will see what you need. You will see what you need to compete. You know what I'm saying? Like, facts. You'll learn a lot more by going to where that infrastructure is at, opposed to just like staying in a small town. There's a lot of people that's in small towns that have to just get out of there sometimes and go to where their business is really booming at. Mm-hmm. If you want fashion, you living in like Colony, New York. Colony, New York ain't really known for fashion. Yeah. It's not known for fashion. So if you say you go to New York City and you stay out there and you say you gotta grind it out for a month or two, it ain't gonna be all easy. But you will make a lot more strides in your business where that infrastructure is at versus struggling to like build one where you are. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't focus on building one here. I'm just saying that there's already an existing machine waiting for us to just tap into. Facts. There's already existing machines waiting for this area to just tap into. So I feel like if everybody came together and just tapped into like certain resources or certain areas and made upstate New York presence known in a certain area, we'll get a lot farther. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like even if we had a lot of those things for the infrastructure, I don't even think we'll get far out here. Yeah. I think we still got we have that long of a way to go.
That much catching up to do.
Yeah,
honestly. I hear it. So now, what should the people be expecting from Rell Dolo in the next couple months, the next year? Feel me? I know, we just went through 2020, so everything is kind of unexpected right now. But what should the people be? What should we be expecting from Rell Dolo in the future?
A lot of surprises, but I'll tell you definitely expect Jalen's Park to get up and running. Jalen's Park is getting done. I know there's a lot of issues last year with COVID and people thinking I wasn't going to do it or whatever, or the money's just, I ain't touch $1 from that grant at all. None of that go towards me. This year you should be looking forward to Jalen's Park getting up and done. Actually, I just had a meeting with the mayor's office yesterday. I had a Zoom call with them yesterday, and I met with them on site this morning. Nice. At the park. So the city already agreed to do a lot of the removal of the fence and the beginning phases of the park. So we already started phase 1. So the park will definitely get done.
Where could the people tap into the progression of it? Could they tap in on your Instagram? Is there a website or anything, that type of thing?
Yep, there's an Instagram called Jalen's Park. You can follow it on Instagram, Jalen's Park. Just at Jalen's Park on Instagram. And besides that, it'll be in the news, honestly. A lot of it'll be in the news. A lot of it just be in the news. But besides that, I'm not putting too much, personally, putting too much attention and publicity towards it. I'm letting the news cover that. The news, they began covering it. I want the news to continue to stay updated with the park. And really just more so when it's finished. From now to then, if you want to get involved, you can contact me on IG. Hit me up on Instagram at Mr. Rell Dolo, MrRelldolo. Mr. Rell Dolo on Instagram. Hit me up on there. Hit me up on my Facebook, whatever it is. You want to come out and volunteer on the weekends, come out and volunteer. If you want to be an ongoing volunteer, reach out to me. Let me know. We can talk about it. If you're a youth and you're looking for volunteer hours, I have volunteer hours available for you as well. But that's what you should be looking forward to as far as the music, the MoneyBagg Flow video, and just new singles dropping, and possibly a new project dropping. This year. But more so, I came back to Schenectady to get this park done. I came back to Schenectady literally just to get this park done. Because I couldn't stay in Atlanta and just start my new life with unfinished business here in the 518. Right. So I had to come out here and tie up my loose ends, and that's really why I'm back out here. Like, that's the one reason I'm back out here is to tie up my loose ends, and I'm moving back to Atlanta. Like, I'm moving back. Right. So and not like in a spiteful way, but just in my time out there, I seen the pieces I get out there. I saw the pieces I get out there. I saw the love I get out there. I saw the moves that I'm making. Word. A lot of progress. A lot of performances, and just a lot of progress. A lot of connections. I'm building out there, so I can't just stop everything I'm building now. I really can't. As much as I put into that shit out there, as much work as I put into building out in Atlanta, and seeing those fruits already growing, and seeing just the things being manifested out there. Facts. It ain't no way. I shouldn't even be out here right now. But I made a commitment to build this park in my neighborhood, not just for my son, but for the kids in the neighborhood, for myself, for my community. I made a commitment, so I'm just out here to uphold my end of the bargain and my end of my commitment, and just be a man of my word and fall through and and go through with the park to make sure that gets done, because there's a lot of kids in that neighborhood that really benefit from that park already, no matter what it looks like. Yeah, so I can only imagine how much fun they'll have in that park when it's safe and it's clean and it's fun and it looks brand new. And they help paint the basketball court, they help put the new fence in, they help clean the park, they help scrub the graffiti. Like, my neighborhood is invested in this park. And I'm heavily invested in my neighborhood, and I'm not about to just go somewhere and move and forget, like, just act like I forgot where I came from, and it's things that I'm doing. So, and some things is bigger than us. Like, I feel like this park is bigger than me. It's bigger than my music. It's bigger than me as a rapper. This is something that my son's gonna have forever. Facts. This is like my legacy being left in Schenectady. This is a park that will be there forever. Facts. And that to my son. So. Really just look forward to that over the next few months, and then after that, when I go back to ATL, I hope everybody just continues to to keep supporting. I hope everybody just continues to support while I'm, no matter where I'm at, whether I'm in ATL, Philly, Texas, Cali, wherever I'm at, just the ongoing support. You know what I'm saying? Tap in.
Facts. So my last question, man. Yes. So Rell Dolo, man, why for Rell Dolo is it more than music?
I like that question. Give me my Malibu first. What's in that brown bag right there? I got you. Why for Rell Dolo is it more than music? Because Rell Dolo is more than music. I'm not just an artist. I'm an artist, but I'm not just an artist. There's much more to me as a person. Even if I don't show it, I oftentimes don't show it because there's so many different sides of me that if you don't know me personally, you might not know who the fuck I am. Right. So. For me, it's more than music because I'm more than music. It's more than music for me because I am more than music. I am more than just a rapper. I'm more than just an artist. I am more than just some young black kid who works with kids or who's involved in his community. I'm a dope ass. You see that? You don't even know I'm a dope ass artist. You see me on stage, you don't even know. Like, I'm building a whole park for my son. You don't even know that I'm a great day. Some of these things, I don't even know if people even care about about these things. Like, I don't know if people even care about me being a good dad, or people care about me being a rapper. I just know that I care about myself and who I am. Facts. So, for me, it's more than music because I am more than music. Like, as a human being, as a person, as a soul, I'm more than music. I'm not just a rapper. I'm not just someone who just goes and just raps and just turns up and does his thing. I'm more than that. I'm more than that. I go out to clubs and I don't get drunk, perform, turn up, and leave. I network before the show. I go on, I put on a great show, and afterwards I get off the stage and I network, I build. Like, I'm trying to actually I'm actually trying to do things out here. So everything I do is intentional. So facts. Yeah, I'm more than music. We all are. We're and I'm someone that you can't put in the box. I don't want to ever be put in the box of he's just this. Mm-hmm. You can't. I mean, at this point, you can't put me in the box that he is just this. He just does this. Nah, he does this, and he does that, and he does this, right, and he does that, and he does it all very well. I don't know how he do it, but he do it.
Right.
And that's just it.
I hear that. I hear that.
You know. So,
All right, bet, man. So let the people know one more time where they could follow Rell Dolo, man.
it's Mr. Rell Dolo. I'm here with DJ Hollywood. Follow me on Instagram at Mr. Rell Dolo, MrRellDolo. Mr. Rell Dolo. Man, hit me up on Facebook, Rell, RELL space Dolo on Facebook, SoundCloud, Instagram, whatever, Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal. Find my music on TikTok. Make a TikTok to my new song, whatever you want to do. I don't care what you want to do, but when you drink some Malibu, just think about me. I'm thinking about you.
Yo, Malibu, man, we need that sponsor, man. I'm gonna reach out after this, all right? All right.
God.
So we out of here, man. It's your boy DJ Hollywood. You already know.
It's your boy Mr. Rell Dolo.
Don't forget the 8, and you already know, man. It's more than music.
More than music.
That was fine.
I talk too much.